Thank you, David. I must say, following someone from American Idol is a very humbling experience. Mr. Tognino has told me that he's bringing in someone from Dancing with the Stars later on. So, right? Absolutely. Mr. Tognino, Dr. Friedman, Dr. Gauci, Dr. Rapaccioli, Ms. Novogratz, members of the faculty and the administration, parents and friends of the graduates, distinguished guests, and most importantly, members of the class of 2012. Very good. I like that. Ladies and gentlemen, as we prepare to send our graduates out into the world, I'd like to take a moment or two to thank the members of the faculty for all that they have done for our graduates. They have served as mentors and wise guides to our graduates in all that they have done and learned both in and outside the classroom. Most important of all, however, they have nurtured in our graduates that devotion to personal and professional ethics that have always been the hallmarks of the men and women of Fordham. Therefore, on behalf of our graduates, I'd like to thank the faculty for challenging and cherishing the members of our class, and so bringing them to a greatness they didn't know that they were capable of when they arrived on campus. There's one other group I want to acknowledge before going into more standard things. The youngest members of our audience. I have invited the members of our admissions staff to give you applications. We want you here at Fordham. You are most important to us, and I mean that. So if you find yourselves being approached by someone in a red gown, it's only to give you an application for undergraduate admission. David Gauci will get you later on for the graduate school. I'd also like to congratulate the graduates on completing their course of study in the Graduate School of Business Administration. I'd especially like to congratulate those graduates who have received their degrees with honor or who have received special awards for excellence. And on behalf of the graduates, I would also like to thank Ms. Novogratz for agreeing to be our speaker this evening. Rightly hailed as a compassionate leader who has devoted her life to making a difference in the world, she is the founder of the Acumen Fund, a nonprofit organization that serves and transforms the lives of 40 million people across the globe each year. Therefore, I know that you will agree with me when I say that we are all deeply honored to welcome her to the Fordham family and to have her as our keynote speaker at our ceremony this evening. Now, my friends, members of the class of 2012, as we gather here this evening to toast you, I would have to admit that I have little in the way of business-based wisdom to offer you that will enable you to navigate the turbulent economic seas that you will face as you begin or as you continue your professional lives. Look at the way I'm dressed. Since you're all keen students of the world of business, I don't think I need to unlock that statement about rough seas for you. You know far better than I do all about them. Therefore, since I believe that you are all destined to occupy positions of leadership in the world of business, I think that it would be best, and I hope more helpful, if I merely offered you a few reflections on the art of leadership, but a very specific kind of leadership. Leadership that begins in service and ends in inspiration. Now, I understand that speaking of leadership in terms of service may strike you all as odd. If I were to go one step further and cast my thesis and exhortation in terms of servant leadership, it would strike you as odder still, and with good reason. After all, on the surface of it, it would appear that the concepts of leadership and service are completely antithetical. One denotes power, while the other carries with it unmistakable overtones of subservience. And yet I believe, and I believe with all my heart, that if you look at the lives and careers of all great and inspiring leaders, you will see that heroic leaders are successful precisely because they exercise this complex, even oxymoronic kind of leadership. Now, since you're all smart and savvy officers in the making, leaders in the making, you will of course have picked up on the fact that I have just slipped a third term into what I was saying, that of inspiration. They do so with good reason. For you see, effective leadership never begins with mere commands and never ends in blind obedience. Far from it. Effective leadership is all about inviting others to share and advance a vision. Therefore, effective and good leadership always begins in service and ends in inspiration. Now, if you accept the basic proposition that effective leadership revolves around the ability to persuade others to share your vision, you will also understand that effective leadership is all about the development and nurturing of relationships. But what exactly does that mean for you in your business careers? It means quite simply this, my friends. You must always remind yourselves that although your employers may put their stamp of approval on you by giving you a position of leadership, you have to earn your position every day from those with whom you work by the way that you treat them. And the most effective way to earn their trust, their loyalty, and their admiration is by building strong relations with them every day. Therefore, I would say to you this evening, serve the men and women who will serve both you and your company. Take them seriously. Train yourselves to think and to believe that the man or woman with whom you are speaking or working at any moment is the most important person in the company, indeed in the history of the company. Be wise enough to learn from them, and take it from me. Treat your secretary and or your assistant with the greatest respect possible. They are the people who will always help you. They will give you wisdom. They will protect you. They will watch out for you. They are your greatest allies in all that you do. I say that on the basis of my experience. An assistant is someone you have to really respect. Treat with reverence. Tell them all the time how important they are to you and for you. And I tell you this on the basis of experience. That investment in them will repay you many times over. Learn from them. Incorporate their best insights into one another and into the work that you are doing, into your strategy for leadership and for service. If you do so, you will both redeem the faith that your company places in you and build the group cohesion upon which real success is built. But make no mistake about it. This is leadership that is born of service of the men and women in your care first of all. There is no way around it. I assure you, however, that this service will lead your staff to trust you. And from this trust flows both loyalty and admiration. And once those bonds are established, the men and women who work with you and for you will let their defenses down. They will look to you with complete confidence, and they will expect you to inspire them with your vision of service. And they will follow your example in their dealings with one another and with your clients. Now, I would imagine that with your usual Fordham modesty, you will say that the burden that I am placing on you is too great to bear. I would, however, beg to differ. For you see, we at Fordham know you. We know your goodness. We've been dazzled by your talents and inspired by your generosity of heart. We've also been amazed by your ability to live without sleep. Therefore, we have come to expect great things of you precisely because we have seen you in action. Therefore, all of us, faculty, staff, administration, all of us are supremely confident that you will cover yourselves with a glory beyond all comparison as you become what you are called to be, inspiring leaders who will serve your company and your employer with distinction and with discerning wisdom. Now, my friends, on behalf of the whole university, I say this to you. May God bless you abundantly in all you do. And in all you do, please be what you are called to be, true men and women of Fordham, men and women whose lives, both personal and professional, are marked by competence, conscience, compassion, and a deep commitment to the cause of justice and the human family. And finally, come back often, stay long, tell us of your appearance on American Idol, Dancing with the Stars, and most of all, tell us of your great success by being heroes to those with whom you work and heroes to your children. God bless you all.